What the is going on?
I like to party.
Jesus, honey, wax much?
This is Unwaxed
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
with Sophia and Sistine Stallone.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Are we recording?
We're recording.
Oh my God. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the
Unwaxed podcast with your favorite sisters, Sophia
and Sistine. We nailed that one.
We did nail that one. You started out very well, so.
You know what? Strong start means strong episode. What are we talking about today? My mind is marbles.
I feel like this work week has already kicked our ass, and it's only, honestly, when this comes out, it's Tuesday, but when we shot this, it's Monday. So I don't know if that's why your brain is marbles, because you've been talking for the last 4 hours straight, but.
Gosh, I hate working.
But
I also hate adulting. It's exhausting
That's
mentally.
what I was trying to say on the last episode, that I feel like sometimes I'm an 18-year-old doing 30-year-old things, and it's exhausting.
No, that was different.
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
different. You were just like, does anyone else feel like they're a toddler? And we're like, no.
I didn't mean to say toddler. I also feel like I just can't keep up socially and professionally. I think I'm trying to balance that, and I'm realizing it's a lot harder than I expected.
Yeah. You know, I actually heard on a podcast recently that Mel Robbins was saying people think that your 20s are the best time of your life. And she goes, I'm here to say they are the worst time of your life.
They're the worst.
Like she said, 30s are great, 40s are great, but 20s, it's like you are just trying to swim, stay above the surface, and you got ankle weights on.
Well, she also made the point that we always forget that literally 20 years of our life was structured. I'm not saying maybe at home life, but we had a school time, we had plans after the school week, and on the weekends, football games, whatever it was, and then college, everything was kind of mapped out.
Yeah.
And then you're just catapulted into, all right, this is the real world, figure it out.
And then on top of that, it's like, okay, you're figuring out your career, figuring out how to make income, figuring out how to like make your parents proud so that when the holidays come around, they don't think like, oh, brother, she's still a loser, you know? And then on top of that, you're like, oh, clock is ticking. Got to find a husband. Got to find someone that I like enough to procreate with. Like, that's exhausting.
And then you have to figure out, are they going to live in the same state that I'm in? Are they living in a different state? Like, what if it's long distance? And then you have to deal with like,
see, am
home
I
life.
messed up because I don't think about distance where they live. I don't think those terms. I think, show me your family lineage. Like, I want to know your DNA.
What are they, a
like,
horse?
No,
Like, what
but
are you
think
trying-
about it. I describe making babies as like very not romantic, very technical terms. I'm like, who do I
What are you,
want?
a test tube? Like, I'm confused.
No, but I want to make life with someone that has very strong DNA. I want a tall person, maybe with athletic genes in there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, ooh, they have a receding hairline. That's not going to do well for my son. Like, those are the things I
So you're
consider.
looking at men that are walking down the street as a possible sperm?
Well, no, I'll like them eventually, but like, but like first and foremost, I'm like, what would our kids look like?
No, that's fair. Look, I always think about what my kids might look like. And yes, has there been a moment where I've dated someone and I said, oh, we would have very cute kids? Yeah, obviously. I've dated people, I'm like, I don't have blue eyes. He has blue eyes. Our kids could have really pretty eyes. But I don't know if I think of it like that. I'm the difference where you think about that. I think about living situation. Like
No,
that,
you think
honestly,
about whether you love them, and I'm not there yet.
I mean, I feel like everyone kind of thinks about if they love someone they want to marry.
I think like, can you tolerate them enough for a long period of time?
Chris, do you
that
ever have
won't
these
get
existential
bored?
crisis questions when you're in a
Yeah,
relationship?
probably not to this extent. You guys
Not
kind of
really?
get the clock.
To be a boy.
Yeah, it's tough.
It really is. Okay, sorry to females. Sometimes I wish I woke up a boy.
Why? So you can pee standing up? What's the benefit?
How?
I
First of all,
love
that's
being a
actually not
woman.
even a bad thing. I think that's actually really nice.
Okay, it's convenient at times, so it's not like we go road tripping and like we
I mean,
need
the
that.
biological clock, the pressure. You go into a meeting, you have to be
No,
like the
I
underdog.
love being
and
a
it's just-
girl. Like today, I love being a girl because I got to wear my hair in a slick back. Why? Only females will know this. It is hair wash day. And sometimes I look forward to that 7th day. It's disgusting. We'll say 5th day of the week where I'm like, oh, I can slick my hair. And then I feel so like demure and Hailey Bieber and clean girl
See,
aesthetic. This is why I love being a girl.
And then I'm sitting here and I just came from the gym. I put on whatever makeup I could find in my drawer. I'm wearing a hoodie and I'm wearing Uggs the 5th time this week as my stationed shoe for life. I just, like, Sistine and I have, look, I love dressing up, but I think for podcasts, for me, like you know what's funny? It's like there's a clear distinction between the fans of like who they lean towards more just on based on our aesthetics.
Sure, yes.
So they love Sistine's like hair, makeup, outfits. Like they're always asking for her stuff. Me, they just tell me like how brave I am for opening up about my
How
mental
brave.
health.
Oh, girl, no.
No, but just I actually like being like that person, but it's just funny. Like I love dressing up, but you're just like always have been that way, and I just could not sometimes care less.
I think I rubbed off a little bit on you.
You did run a
This
off on me
weekend.
this weekend. Well, because you bullied me all week. And
Bullied is so dramatic.
taunted me.
Light teasing. Playful banter, if you will.
Okay, we'll call
Sophia,
it
you
playful
guys,
banter.
went out since July for the first time.
And when I say went out, I mean stayed out past and
What?
encouraged to keep going.
Yeah, it was actually her idea. Well, here's
Yes.
the thing. So we're sitting at dinner. We're 2 porn star martinis deep. And we're like, you know what? I'm feeling great. But then the plan after dinner was kind of falling apart. So we're like, shoot,
Yeah.
what do we do? I said, we can just go rogue, make our own plan. Let's not meet up with anyone. And at this point, I knew I was losing Sophia. She was slipping away from me because she kept saying, you know what? Let's just call it. No, I think we should call it about 7 times. And I said, Sophia, don't give up on
But
the
can
night.
I also say that prior to that, I had 2 other cocktails with an ex. So
Why'd you do
a
that?
detail I did not think you would bring up right
I
now.
don't care. No one really
Let's
knows what I'm
get
talking
into
about.
it.
Because I could be talking about a boyfriend. I could be talking about someone I dated last year.
Let's get into that. Why don't we start with your day, and then we'll get to the evening.
Let's start with the morning. Well, we all have something probably to talk about this weekend because I heard Chris also mumbling in the background that he's been having a rough
Here's the thing.
start to the
I
week.
feel it in my bones, my
This is
27-year-old
why-
bones.
Before we begin, this is why I love shooting after a weekend because Sophia has a big story. Chris is in pain. And something that happened to me is absolutely diabolical and illegal from a man, per usual.
But it's always this month, March. And if anyone's been feeling this, I'm so sorry, but we're all fallen soldiers in this whole world of
Wait, let's
astrology.
talk about your day.
No, but I'm about to.
Yay.
Is the exes have been coming back this month. And that, I know everyone probably doesn't always believe in astrology, but I'm just telling you, that is what the stars are saying right now.
I'd like to put on record that none of my exes have come back into my life, thank God.
Like, what's up? You up? Like those type of messages. Or the ones that are serious, and they're asking to rekindle and maybe like get together. So we've both had experiences in different ways, some serious, some not. But I met up, and they say not to do it. That's also a note. The stars say don't encourage it because your mind is a little wonky at this point. But you know what I did? I said, what time?
I mean,
Do you
I
wanna
feel
talk?
like it's like the low-hanging fruit, you know? It's like saying to
That
a
is-
girl after dinner, like, no, let's not get a sweet treat. Like, you just want to do it because you're curious.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Curiosity
That's all
killed
it was,
the
you guys.
cat.
Don't come after me. I know we give you guys it's bad because we tell people on our podcast never to go back to their ex. We're like, just let them go. And we're just here going,
Well, no, we're doing
Don't
trial
shoot-
and error for that.
yeah,
we're
this
actually,
this is an experiment.
it's research.
This is research, just to let
Okay,
you guys
talk
know.
about your
okay.
ex.
I'm not going to go into too much detail because I wouldn't be surprised if he was listening to this.
Probably.
He has admitted he has. And that's not a bad thing, but we have always had a good relationship. I think that's been the good part about this. It's been a lot of back and forth for years. And he reached out because he was in town. He doesn't live here. And he was just like, let's catch up. And I was like, okay. And I decided to go and we got 2 drinks and it was good. Like there was nothing weird about it.
4 p.m. cocktails, to be more specific.
It's a Friday. It was a Friday.
4
It was
p.m.
pretty-
cocktails is, you know.
That was aggressive. It was
Yeah.
aggressive. I'm not going to lie. But it was good conversation. We got along really well naturally. Of course, little things came up between us about our past.
I mean, how could it not?
It just happens. You just slip into it. You think you're not going to talk about it, but then you start like your second cocktail comes in. You're like, what happened? I'm kidding. That wasn't what it was. But it just kind of not riled me up, but like amped me up for the dinner.
Well, I was super excited because now we just have great dinner
We
conversation.
got content for dinner.
Yeah.
But not only that, while I was leaving drinks with my ex, I got stuck in our elevator in our apartment
Yeah, that was bad.
and I was stuck there for 30 minutes. So now I'm ruminating over the date. Not even the date. I'm actually not going to call it a date because we split the bill. We're ruminating over the drinks. Oh, you didn't know that topic, but it's okay. I was ruminating over that. And then I had to get ready for a dinner in like 20 minutes. And so, and then Sistine came out looking like she was about to pitch something on Shark Tank. She came in a full-on suit.
Listen, if I knew
Full
we were
on,
going
and
to
her
be,
hair was in a bun. She looked like she was going to court.
if I knew we were going to be like dancing as aggressively as we did later in the night, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have picked a 2-piece pinstripe pantsuit.
She literally looked like she was
Sophia.
going to be like, Sharks, I have an offer.
Yeah, I'm asking for 10% for. No, it's just, yeah, that was a bad choice. But we went to dinner. We were drinking. We were having a great time. Sophia tried to quit. I told her not to give up.
I
So
was
then-
emotionally, physically, and drunkenly exhausted at this point. Because you had just 2. I have had 4.
Yes.
So
But the thing
Don't
about
shoot me.
going out in New York is you accidentally like join other people's dinners and then you're just sitting there and then you go to another spot with another
Yeah.
6 people. The dinner that we went to after the dinner, which is super weird,
it was a really weird dinner. I'm not going to lie.
Chris, you would die for this reason. There were beautiful girls at this table, like 10s out of 10s.
Never invited to this, by the way.
I'm
but
sorry.
I got
Listen.
I got a sweet suit.
We
Sweet suit.
I wasn't even invited technically. Like we didn't know what we were walking into and they were getting their entrees.
But it was a little bit
So
odd.
Sophia and I Irish exited that.
We walked to the side of the street and we're hailing a taxi and Sistine kind of like looks at me and I go, are you done yet?
Like we're not done.
we're not done yet. Like
And I was shocked. Sophia, it's our bedtime 4 hours
well, now
ago.
it's 5 cocktails. But actually, you know what's surprising? I was only tipsy, so I wasn't like that bad. Shockingly, I promise, I know when I'm different. But we go to another place and we end up dancing till 2 a.m.
You're forgetting in a very important detail.
Well, this is your detail to share.
You know when there's like one person from the past at any capacity of a relationship where you haven't seen them since it all went awry and then you just kind of fantasize and wait for the moment because you know you're going to see them out quite soon.
I told you
Like,
March brings them
when is
back.
it going to happen? And you're plotting in your head, what am I going to say? How am I going to act? What's going to be my demeanor? Right when we walk into this next spot, which is very small. So
Small,
you
yeah.
pretty much see every face in that room. We locked eyes, me and Mystery Man. And I said, oh my God. I go, Sophia, tequila shots immediately. I tell her who it is. She goes, do you want to leave? Do you want to stay? Like, well, how are you feeling? Let's go right now. I'll call a cab. I'll call an Uber. It doesn't matter. And I said, no, this is my Super Bowl. I have been training and waiting for this moment. Little did I know, it went horribly. Horribly.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what this man did? Let me also just preface. There was no like bad ending. As a matter of fact, he ghosted me. So I did nothing to this man.
No.
Don't give me that face. It's painful enough to swallow as it is, okay? He ghosted me. So I did nothing. I was honestly just being like, oh, he is in love with me. He wants to see me again. Like, this is amazing. I thought it ended on great terms. Clearly, maybe I was wrong. We go to our little table. Sophia and I are dancing our asses off. We're actually having the best time.
Yeah, we met up with our 2 guy friends and
Yeah.
we were just like, the only ones dancing. Everyone was looking at us
And
because
yeah,
it
I
was
was like,
small.
you know what? I'm not gonna let this dweeb ruin my night.
No, we were no. We threw off our jackets and we were literally on the floor.
Little dilemma though.
Yeah. this is
Little
not
did
good.
I know that I was playing checkers and this guy was playing chess the entire time.
Yeah.
His table happened to be right next to ours, as in arm length distance. So the whole
Like
night,
Sistine could easily touch him.
so the whole night he's eyeing me, not saying anything, not coming up, and I was like, also kind of weird.
That's pretty weird to like
Really? No,
know
it's
somebody
so
and
weird.
not
No, but
say
I-
Chris,
anything.
the whole night, Sophia and I are just dancing, minding my business. I catch at least 8 times him like locking eyes in on me. But I notice that he's with another girl there. Totally fine. I simply can't get mad. We were never dating. We were never labeled. We were never actually anything. I thought we were just good friends getting to know each other, right? But it felt like it was sort of a bigger dick contest. Like he was trying to say, like, look. And I, in my brain, I was like, I don't want to salt his game. I'm not gonna like go up in between him and this
you
girl
ain't
trying to
going
ruin
up. He
it.
should have approached
Right.
you. 100%.
So Sophia and I are sweating profusely. I'm
Yeah.
sweating in my pantsuit. Let's not forget that I've seen this man. If I had known I'm going to run into someone of the past, do you think I would wear a pantsuit and a tight bun?
I told you march stars,
And
but bringing
every-
back the past, and you
Dude,
didn't listen to me.
Every time I went out the weekend prior thinking I would run into him, and I looked my best.
Yeah.
Of course I'm wearing a pantsuit and I'm sweating in it.
And she has a bun.
And I have a, okay, thank you. And I have a bun. So I said,
Like that was a necessary addition.
It's just
But with
so
the
necessary.
pantsuit, it was good.
pantsuit's crazy visual. So I sit on the couch for a second. Now, this is when the story gets bad. I'm sweating. I'm trying to fan myself off. Sophia's sitting on a little stoop that's right in front of me. Now, I need you guys to be visual with this right now. I'm sitting on the couch. Sophia's facing me. Now, the couch is very low to the ground. So if someone were to stand up, we're basically eye level with their thighs, right? This man decides to back quite literally her ass up in my face.
Into my back.
So the ass is touching the back of Sophia's head.
I
and-
could feel her ass
and
on
no,
my
it gets
back.
better. It gets better. And then his hands start grabbing, insanely gripping all up on that, okay? And I started smiling because I'm like, I can't. I go, Sophia, don't turn around. Don't turn around. He's right behind us. Don't turn around. And she's like, oh my God. So she's now giving me, she sees red.
I'm like,
She's pissed.
do you want me to get their, you know, with the back of their knee, like you buckle their
Yeah, like
knee
dead
and like
leg
dead
her.
leg them. Do you want me to dead leg them? I'm about to like put my elbows back.
But wait, there's more. As he's white knuckling her ass cheeks, okay, he decides to grab the back of her head and starts the most intense open mouth makeout I've ever seen.
Resuscitating
Got to.
this
It gets
chick at the club.
better.
Got to.
Resuscitating her like
wait.
his life depended on it.
But wait,
It did.
there's more. There's more.
It gets worse.
As he is mid makeout, and at this point I'm like laughing because I said, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. He opens his eyes and is staring at me mid open mouth makeout for a good 7 Mississippis. Okay.
Watching Sistine as
Watching
his
me.
tongue's deep
You
in
just
this
said-
girl's
my
mouth.
face is like this,
can't.
like, and I was like, Sophia, what do I do? What do I do? I can't look away. It's like a bad car
And
accident.
I don't want to move because I feel her butt on me, and so I'm like,
So
if
like-
I move, it's gonna be obvious that I know what's going
I
on.
could not break eye contact. I was like, what do I do? What? I felt like I was like locked in with them. I was like, this is so.
I feel like, am I making out with him? I
bizarre.
feel like I'm in this throuple.
So what did I do? Went back up. Oh, this is what I did. Kind of a stupid drunk move on my part. I stood up on the couch.
Yeah.
Stood up on the
Oh,
couch. So
that's
now-
why you did it?
Oh, what do you think?
Oh, I joined
Yeah.
you. I was like, all right, we're getting on the couch.
No, I said, okay, you're gonna take advantage of me in my comfortable seated position where I'm looking at ass while looking at you. No, I'm gonna go even higher. So I was like, let me go to the highest elevated surface in this place.
Oh,
so
man,
I did.
that makes sense.
Now I'm like an entire torso over these two. So I'm like on top of them making out and I am dancing. What we're dancing like Pitbull. Yeah, I was going crazy.
Look, I didn't even hesitate. I jumped on next to her. We were the only ones on the couch.
I mean,
no
did
one
I
else-
look like the manager of that establishment? Yeah.
Yes. Did,
Yeah.
Did I look like a Skims ad? Yes.
I mean, you looked hot. You wore the correct
I was
outfit.
sweating. I think I had some
And then
back
we
sweat.
booked it right out of there. But I was like, wow, people are just petty like that.
I had to recover from all of the emotional and physical exhaustion of that day for 2 business days. I could not leave the apartment Saturday and Sunday until I really got my mind on right, because I was like,
Yeah.
no one in their right mind would have ever experienced
No,
what
I'm
we
so
experienced in one
proud of
weekend.
you. And honestly, I love going out because I get moments like this where I love sharing them on the podcast. But it did make me realize I hear a lot of situations of girls going out and then they run into an ex or run into an old fling and then it ruins their night and they start
Yeah.
crying and then they ruin it for everyone around them. Don't be those girls. I
No.
feel like in these situations, like the one who cares less wins.
Just be confident.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like it's less side-eyeing them and judging them. Like, Chris, what pisses you off the most when you see an ex out? Would you rather her come up to you be overly nice, or does it make you think of her more when she's just like, hi, and walks away and like focuses on her own thing.
I would say it depends. Like, if are they with somebody or whatever. Like, that made no sense to me at first until you said that he was with a girl. Like, then I get that. Like, how
Right.
crazy would it be if I was out with a girl and I went up and I was like, oh, just gotta go say hi to my ex real quick.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm thinking.
But yeah, I'd rather just be left alone and be like, okay, we're doing our own thing. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm just trying to think like what would rattle a guy more if they saw their ex out.
Yeah.
If they did or did not come up to you,
If they did come up to you.
is
If,
she
like,
with somebody?
No.
well, so Sistine and I
No.
were dancing.
No, because it's one of those situations where they look like they just met at the bar. Like they just met. So it's probably a 20-minute conversation that they've been having.
Yeah, but I'm still not coming up to you if I just met at the bar and I'm catching a vibe.
I
You're
think
gonna ruin my vibe.
See, that's what my thought process was. I was like, listen, he probably wants to get laid. I don't want to ruin that
Nah,
for
but
him.
all the other stuff was extra. Like
That was too much,
I'm doing
right?
the same things, but I'm not like dead eyeing someone in the middle of
Right,
it.
in the
But
mid-makeup.
let's be real. You won.
I mean, I think
If you want to show who was the most bothered by you guys ending,
yeah.
he was the most bothered because that shows to you what Sistine just said. He was trying so hard next to you, which he could have brought her anywhere in the place.
well, I think it's just like
Sistine.
it's just a power move.
Sistine,
and I
by the way,
think
you were dancing. Look, I think doesn't matter how the guys look that we were with. We were two guys dancing, laughing our asses off.
Yeah.
And he was standing right there.
Okay.
While
all right.
his table was doing nothing but staring at each other's hands. Like the club didn't have music. They didn't have
All right.
drinks. They were so boring.
They were
This
so
is
boring.
pretty important context.
exactly.
Is it?
I
Yes.
forgot that there were other guys
Yes.
there.
Oh,
in
Oh
general.
yeah, and by the way, I knew all of them too.
Yeah.
But
and I was
that's-
like, everyone was treating
but
me like I had the plague.
She didn't understand this though. For guys and girls hear this. It doesn't matter what the guy she's with looks like or who you're with looks like. If you're having fun with another guy, the guy that you were with isn't happy about it. You looked like you were having the best time with two random guys and your sister, and he was
Listen.
standing there with all friends that were mute, and he had to like prove to you that he was having fun by
Yeah, no,
making
I
out
gotta
with
get lit.
And see, the
Exactly.
thing is, I was trying to convince Sophia. I was like, let me just go say hi to him. I feel like this would
No.
be such a non-issue. But at the end of the day, it truly is the one who cares the least wins. And it's the power of acting uninterested.
Yeah.
It's like sending a rage text. You will get your message across so much stronger if you say nothing.
Nothing.
If you do nothing. If you
yeah.
react to nothing.
all the guys that I was with last year that I really didn't follow up with, that like it fizzled out on its own, didn't even really have an explanation, and it not like I ghosted, like a true we weren't compatible. They all came back from just doing what I needed to do, not really answering, not putting in so much effort to figure out what was wrong, like tell them, over explain like why I didn't, like just be cool. If you just put ice on it.
This is real. This is very real for guys. And I think particularly the more insecure of a dude that you are, the second, like you could be as uninterested as possible because when it's a given, like you don't even think about it. As soon as you start to pull back, we're like, wait. If that's their like source of like validation or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yes.
it's gonna wreck and you'll be hearing
Yes,
from them all the
guys
time.
eat at words. They like the attention, they like the responses, and we're not saying ghost the guy you like and all that stuff, but be genuinely confident in your own right that you're like, okay, I don't need to answer him today. He will feel that.
Yeah.
For some reason, you feel, and by the way, I feel it when a guy pulls away immediately.
Listen, it's like I never want to go to those extremes, but if you want to play this game, I will play it 10 times harder. Also, Chris, I wonder if you ever feel this way.
What's that?
Whenever like you're dating someone or hooking up with someone or even just like early stages of talking to someone and you're in this kind of like love bubble and you can't find anything wrong with them and you're like, oh my God, I cannot believe they like me and I like
Yeah.
them and blah, blah, blah.
I love
then-
that phase.
It all kind of flips upside down
I hate
and
that
you pull
phase.
yourself out of it. And then you see them again maybe some time later and you're like, what was I thinking? Like I'm not even attracted
Love
to this
is
person.
blind.
Right?
Because you're in a like endorphin high. You guys are
Like, I
hooking
was
up for the
almost like,
first time.
ew.
Everything's new. It's like exciting. It's like, oh, is she gonna come over tonight? No, I'm gonna meet up with her tonight. And then all of a sudden you step back. You're like,
do you get like that?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Right?
I'm curious what you think about it.
Yeah.
And we've seen this so much because this happened to one of our friends recently, and we were like, God, every time this happens, I think it's a universal experience that happens to girls, and it ends up ruining their friendship. And we call it no dibs grow up. Okay? So there's two types of girls out there, and I don't like them. There's the one girl who claims guys that they've never been with, and they just see and they're like dibs. And there's the other girl who goes after the guy your friends like. So I just have to say, stop. There's nothing that makes me more angry than girls. If I'm out with my girlfriend and we see a guy and we collectively agree that he's attractive, and my girlfriend's been more vocal about him liking, like her liking him, and he shows interest in me, let me have him. Or how about this? You say, I would rather you go for it than like another random girl at the bar. I just can't stand that.
It's like the claiming part of like a guy that you've never been with.
Yeah.
We're bringing this up because there's actually two separate instances happening with people that we know with this exact problem. Like a female's guy friend, and then the other one likes him and he likes her, but she won't let her pursue it. Like that to me is so bizarre.
Evil. I can't. I've had situations where my girlfriends were like, "I have a great guy for you. He's my best guy friend. He's handsome. He's nice. He's tall." I'm like, "Great, yeah, set me up with him." And then we hit it off. Suddenly the next day, this girl becomes the devil, and she's like, "How dare you like him?
I liked him first.
And then they go into this weird thing where they're like, he told me some things, like, I don't want to like get in the middle of that. You got yourself in the middle of that.
You know
what are you
what I
talking
think?
about? You're the one that set us up.
I think it's an age thing. You're in middle school and you both have a crush, fine. But as you're getting older, it's hard enough to find one person that's interested in you. So like, if there is one, you're like, well, don't be a cockblock.
Like, ladies.
Are you my friend or not?
No, ladies,
Chris.
if I'm out with Sistine, we've had an instance one time before where there was a guy we both thought was cute. That was it. It wasn't like we're running up to him trying to compete like, who do you like more? That wasn't it. If he liked Sistine, Godspeed, have fun. He's cute. I thought he was attractive. I'm glad he's for her. Do not be that girl that gets so bitter and jealous of your friend for the guy liking her more. Guess what? There's a sign. Maybe he's not your guy. Move on. And maybe your girlfriend says, actually, I don't really like him. Like, you talk to him. Great. Sharing is caring. Let's just like not act like we're 8 years old and this is like blocks. Like, let's like not treat guys like they're like the last man on earth that you're going to get. Like, this club is the last place to find a guy.
I think people listening might take into account, like, what about girl code? If your friend liked someone, you shouldn't be allowed to go after them. But I think it's like reverse girl code. Like, if a guy liked your friend, you should be excited for her, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, this is when girl code is implemented. If your girlfriend was hooking up with a guy and they were like not that serious and she really liked him and they ended and he was going after you, don't go for him.
Yeah, that's messed
Don't go
up.
for him. Yeah, she's already been with him. She's already liked him. No, that's weird. That's double dipping. It's only if you're out and it's so surface level that no one's actually had any relationship with this person, or if your friend is friends with this guy, never has hooked up with him, you can't claim stake on anybody.
But
and
the
I think
one
it's
type
weird.
of girl that I can't stand is a claimer to be a girl's girl, but has a ton of guy friends and will constantly put the guy over the friend.
Oh my
that
God.
drives me insane.
And then the guy ends up choosing the friend because they want to keep their friendship because the girl has made it so awkward for them because she brings up the girl every time, making it like a situation. So, Chris, have you had that situation before where girls get jealous of each other for like liking the same guy or whatever?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not that involved with that
he's
side
the
of
dude.
it. Yeah, I'm the but that also happens with guys.
Really?
Guys are weird about it because like I feel like this is a more commonly like female problem. So when a guy is doing this, it's very weird. And I've also had guys that like will hit up my ex, one particular ex-friend that have like hit up my exes and stuff like more than once, like more than one girl. And I was
how did you react to that?
I'm no longer friends with that person
Exactly.
because I was
That's
like,
weird.
you're shady as hell.
Right?
That's weird.
Yeah.
If your friend was dating a girl, don't be like picking up the scraps and trying to get up for her vulnerability so you can have a. It's like,
Yeah, it was weird.
it's weird. Like, Chris, if you liked a girl and your buddy liked a girl, and you guys met her at a bar, and then now she's like kind of coming around a little bit more, and she ended up liking your friend, would you be like, no, you can't have exactly?
So here's the thing with me too. Like when you're in that situation and it's like all happening live, that puts me off very much so too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, you're interested in that person. Like now I just want to be away from
Right.
that situation.
Exactly.
But it is funny to joke about. Like I have had situations recently where that has happened, and in the moment of it, I'm like, it's a gentleman's duel.
Yep.
It's a gentleman's duel.
Exactly.
And you make a joke out of
Duel.
it, so it's not like you and your boys get all
That's-
weird and
I love
testosterone.
that.
By the way, I've had, and this is not like me flaunting it, but
Yeah.
I've had moments where like two guy friends have liked me and they were both like, you can tell intentionally
Yeah.
trying to get my attention. That's funny because I actually notice it too. And then I end up choosing whoever I think is like more of my like taste. But for girls, it's like a different ballgame. They don't treat it like funny. It's never, I don't
No,
see.
it gets vicious.
It gets vicious.
And
it gets
the
unfriendly.
situations that I'm both thinking about right now are just ugly, and it
Yeah.
turns to like ghosting and rage texting and yelling. I'm like, let's remember what we're fighting about right now. This skinny, like 6'11" guy named Sam who's like chapped lips and looks beat. Like, let's remember
The tallest guy at the bar who probably doesn't know your first name and will not remember it
and
after
also
he's
is
been with
probably
you.
talking to like 4 other girls.
Girls. I think 2025 is the year of the girl's girl. Let's not be so over dramatic about dibs. No more dibs. If your girlfriend gets the guy that you thought was cute at a bar, please
Be happy for her.
Please applaud her and wish her the best. And guess what? You will get your good karma back to you.
Actually, speaking on relationships, this is very much a relationship-driven episode.
Because March is all about past
You're
relationships.
right. We're staying on brand. I read the most insane article the other day. Women are so clever. We really are.
Yeah.
The article read, women are covering themselves in glitter before dates to protect themselves from cheating men. And you're like, how do those two things make sense?
Oh, I get it.
Okay, listen, ready? So this content creator named Dahlia Grande, she put this out, and then so many, I mean, thousands of women are responding like, thanks, girl, I'm doing this. You're a genius, amazing hack. So this viral dating theory suggests that women coat themselves in glitter before dates, just in case if she happened to go out with a married man who obviously did not clarify that he was married, and she doesn't know it. The man then will avoid coming home because he has sparkles on.
Oh my
Hence
God.
the wife being like, where the fuck's all this glitter coming from? So if she ended up getting intimate with a man, glitter would be all over him, which, as you know, is impossible to remove, revealing to his wife that he had been with another woman. Some women in relationships said that they started using this genius glitter hack to prevent their significant others from cheating. So they will literally get these spray paint cans of just glitter.
Oh, I've seen this.
And this is what she said, quote, the amount of glitter spray will repel married men, mosquitoes, bears, vampires. I feel like that's the appropriate category to put them in.
I think this is hilarious. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I would probably never put that much glitter on myself that it would rub off on a man that much. Maybe, you know
It
what you
doesn't take much, I feel like.
No,
Glitter just
Sophia,
spreads like
If you
wildfire.
put, by the way, tell me I'm wrong. If there's like 1 or 2 stray glitters somewhere on your face around your eye and it just catches in little light and you can't get it
Yeah.
off, like it will not remove.
No, imagine, I was just thinking, I'm like, what if you just brought a mini glitter spray can? Oh, no, before you like hook up, you just spray it on your hands. And so then when you're sleeping with him, it's everywhere. So it doesn't have to be all over your body.
This is to prevent like if you didn't know he was married.
Yeah, this is like for in case you have a peaked
It's
interest.
kind
in
of
this guy
sounded like
for
she
the-
kind of knows.
That's what I'm saying. Like
she's prepping for it.
I think.
I don't know.
I feel like that's a bad.
Do with what you will.
I just feel like that's a bad. It's a bad forethought. Like you're already thinking the guy you're with is probably cheating on his partner. With
Yeah,
you, and
I
don't
feel
know
like
if
the
I'd
other
go
good
after-
one is the hair tie one where you put it into the passenger seat window.
yeah. The
And then you
earring.
stick it in there. So then if the girl opens it, because girls always check themselves after a date to make sure their lipstick's good. If it falls out and then she goes back to the girlfriend and sees that the hair tie
So
is missing.
Bad. That
It's
is
kinda
so
smart.
How
bad.
often do you guys leave things in guys' apartments to do
Literally
this?
zero.
Okay,
I
so
wanna
it is
make
always
su-
intentional.
It's
No.
most of the time it's intentional.
One time, I accidentally forgot something. And I did not stop hearing about it for weeks, like, oh, it was an accident. You were just trying to come back over. And from that moment, one, I never saw him again because I was so humiliated. And I was like, don't embarrass me like that. Rude. From that moment on, I was like, I am meticulous. I will leave here as if there was no one here.
Ooh, this has been definitely a relationship episode. I feel like we should just go into unsolicited advice and just kind of keep that train going.
I did, however, pick relationship-based questions.
Perfect.
Listener wrote in and asked this question, and I purposely picked it for today because I think you should answer this question.
Oh,
It's
boy.
very fitting to Sophia.
Oh, shit.
I'm just going to get comfortable, sit back. Go for it, kiddo.
First question is there really such a thing as right person, wrong time?
Yeah.
And I actually do have a fully good answer for this.
Take it away.
I do believe there's such a thing as right person and wrong time because I think that there's a lot of phases that you have in your life. And I do believe that the person that you were 5 years ago could be a completely different person than you are today. And I can definitely say for this particular circumstance that I was in this past weekend that this person's an amazing person. Like, we've always got along. We have a really great relationship, great communication. He'll never be a bad person in my life. Like, he'll always be a friend if it's nothing else. But when we were trying to pursue things years ago, neither one of us were in the emotional state, emotional maturity, confidence, work, all of this stuff that was aligned at all. And I do believe for a relationship to truly flourish, and especially if you're going to go back to someone that you had previously dated and there's deep history with that, you kind of have to be at the right mental space equally with each other. I think the glasses need to be full. I'm speaking really to a relationship that was once done and now you're bringing it back up again because you really don't want to have your heart broken by the same person twice. It's just, I think it's better to make sure you guys are both in the right place at the right time. And that's what my true answer is. I think like the person I am today at 28 is not even the person I was last year. Like, my priorities have changed. I think what I'm looking for has changed. My work situation has changed. My confidence has changed. Like, I would say last year I would have said no. Like, I couldn't be with this person. But there is like a chance that maybe, if like things work out, maybe we can revisit them. So yes, I do believe in right person, wrong time. And I think if you think it is the right person, you should always possibly revisit that one day if the timing just happened to work out. If it was such a good relationship and it didn't have a bad ending and it was just, you're young or the distance or whatever it is.
That was very well said.
Thank you. You thought you were going to give me the curveball there and I answered it.
Damn. She nailed it. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you.
All right. Question number 2. Oh, God. I already see the word cheat is in the first line and I'm already pissed.
I don't like it.
My boyfriend and I dated for 3 years and he cheated for 1.5 years.
Oh, yeah, man.
Ooh, there we go. Chris is like, this is
Yeah,
my
dog.
game. Let's do it.
Hey, don't put that on me. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
I found out he's cheating and I broke up with him in August. Very
Period.
good. But, fuck.
Oh.
After we sat down and talked, I realized I want to give him a second chance. But throughout the relationship, he did things that were disrespectful and he never did what he said he would.
Like cheating also, by the way?
I know, that's what I'm a little
disrespectful, like
maybe
cheating.
just like,
He also cheated a lot more in the middle.
hold on. She said, I'm struggling and I don't know what to do. And I don't know why I'm still trying to hold on to this relationship. Okay, here's the thing. He quite literally showed you exactly who he is and exactly what he thinks of you. As hard as it is to swallow that and even stomach it, it's almost nauseating to even get to a point where you're like, I cannot believe the person that I love, the person I'm in a relationship with, is capable of hurting me so bad.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that has happened to you. The beauty in this is if you decide to leave him and stand on your own, you will heal. You will be better off without him, and life will move on. You'll find a relationship that's worth being in. As of right now, I think you're just holding on because
It's comfortable.
it's comfortable and you care. And maybe even a little bit, I don't know you, but this is a common theme. Sometimes, we get almost addicted to the stress and chaos in a relationship that it's comforting. And until you're out of it, you have clarity of, holy cow, it was just stress and chaos. Why would I put myself through that?
Also, it's way harder to be alone than it is to be with something that you're...
That sounds pretty painful to be in.
No, it sounds painful, but I'm saying, like, sometimes you don't even realize how bad the chaos is until you get out of it. And sometimes it's scary to be alone because it is the unknown. And being in a relationship that's chaotic it's known. Like, you know what you're expecting. Do you have a comment?
It's just gonna suck at first, basically, but it's gonna suck for much longer. Think about it like this: like you address the pain for like a month or whatever it takes you to at least get out of like the main danger zone of how bad it's going to feel. But what would you rather have? That like tight window of pain where you're a better person and your life gets better after that period? Or you just prolong it for another year, 2 years. It could literally last your entire lifetime. I don't get when people get into this like rut because like it doesn't really sound like you have kids or something like that. Like that's sort of different. I think you have to weigh that in a bit more.
I was just about to say kids is a totally different scenario.
Yeah.
Like, you are so lucky that you're not that deep into the relationship where you actually do have to maybe compromise and stay with the person in order for your kids.
Or at least co-parent. Like in that situation, maybe the relationship changes over time too. But like it doesn't necessarily have to be the same type of relationship.
You don't have kids. You don't have finances together. You just have 3 years of history, and that was tumultuous history. You're so lucky.
Also,
get out and find someone that's worth it.
Think about it like this. Maybe you have a sister or a best friend. What would you tell them if they were going through the situation? Would you be so furious that they would put up with something, stay in something so tumultuous and toxic? Would you be like, what are you doing? Get out? Or would you tell them, you know what? Stay in it. Like, you deserve that level of bullshit. You deserve that level of man. Yeah, stay in it. No, you wouldn't. You'd be like,
I would
protect your
if
peace.
Sistine was doing that shit, I'd be walking into his apartment with my hand in her hair and dragging her out. And I don't care if there's claws on the ground.
No amount of conversations, no amount of tears, no amount of fights is going to change who he is. That is who he is. My dad always says this. The weather changes, seasons change, time changes, but people don't change. So when someone shows you who they are, believe them.
But you know who can change is you. Okay. I started living with my boyfriend, and it's been harder than I thought. But my problem is that he has a, quote, best friend who doesn't know her place. She stopped coming over because I made it clear she's not welcome.
Period.
But is constantly texting or calling at all hours and times of the day. I don't like this girl. I went through his phone and I saw that she was talking badly about me, and he didn't tell her to stop.
Yeah.
Do I tell him I know or just stay quiet?
What do you mean? Show the receipts.
First of all,
Show the proof.
First of all, this is just as bad as the last guy. Are you joking? Any boyfriend that badmouths their girlfriend,
No, first
I fight you. Like, I cannot stand guys with best girlfriends. I'm sorry. I don't care. Like,
Listen.
it just, especially ones that they probably hooked up once in the past, because guys and girls sometimes can't be friends because there's always a little bit of a thing there. They always like to dabble across the line.
I've never been the type of girlfriend that's saying you can't have female friends. Because that to me, like, you have to be a level of secure with yourself in the relationship where it shouldn't bother you. This, however, this girlfriend, however, no.
I'm your best friend. You don't need you don't need a girl best friend anymore.
I'm
That's giving
talking
you
about
relationship
her.
advice.
Talking about her.
No.
This girlfriend of your boyfriend, however, is not a friend and is doing everything possible to sabotage you in the relationship. Now, here's the bigger issue. Yeah, she sucks. Okay, we don't like her. We're gonna get rid of her eventually. But the problem is the one that you are dating and the one who is supposed to be more loyal to you is not. Now, it makes you think, why is he prioritizing her and how she feels over me? Mm-hmm. Now, what I would do...
Oh, God, it's not rat poison again.
No, I'm not going to hurt. There's no violence this time. Yet. No. I would, of course, tell him. And depending on how he reacts is going to be very telling for you. I think that if he reacts in a very calm manner, saying, I totally understand, you know, I've known this girl for like 6 years, like she's a family friend, like I can't get rid of her, but like I can put up a boundary, be like, okay, Chad, fine, we can work with that. And then you test him, and if it doesn't change, you leave. But if he gets agitated that you called him out for something that Sophia and I are real people. We'll tell you if, like, you're in the wrong. He's kind of in the wrong here. Right, Chris? I think he's in the wrong here.
Yeah.
Okay. If he gets mad at that,
Sophia's ready to use that
just
as a
like,
blunt
Push the
object.
eject button.
I mean, get the fuck out of this relationship. Are you joking? If I saw
Yeah.
my boyfriend reading bad mouth text from a girl, girl, you're not a girl's girl. First of all, that girl is a guy's girl, and those are the girls repellent.
But
we don't like them. No.
But Sophia, but he needs validation.
Oh,
and
yes,
he needs
of
more
course,
attention
because
from
he
the
wants to
other
hook up
women.
with her. I'm sorry, there's something there. He
He's
likes
an insecure boy. He needs attention from
Oh,
other girls because
cry me a river.
it's hard
If my
being
friends,
a guy.
no, even if my girlfriends talk shit about my boyfriend, unless it was warranted because he cheated on me or
No.
he like punched me or did something insane where they can talk shit. Yeah,
No, but
talk
it's-
shit about him. But I'm sorry, a girl talking bad about a girl should only be supporting a relationship unless, look, listener. Unless you're a terrible girlfriend, which, you know what, I'm assuming our listeners are not terrible girlfriends
they're
because
great
they're coming
people.
to us for advice. You go up to that little bitch boy and you tell him, I read the receipts, I saw the notes, and have control over the relationship. Don't let him have control and don't let her have control. She shouldn't be in your apartment because guess what? She doesn't like you having control in the relationship. I'm so
Drop the mic,
no,
babe.
I'm sick of the dibs. I'm sick of the cattiness. I'm sick of girls not being girls. Unless you are a horrible girlfriend, there is no reason for your boyfriend to be entertaining this chick ever. Because guess what? You are his best friend. You are his best girlfriend. It's okay to have girlfriends. I'm sorry. Yes. Guys, if you have girlfriends, girls, if you have guy friends, fine. I will concede. I've seen it. Sistina's guy friends, fine. I'll allow it. But she only supports her guy friends in relationships. Every time she is like, thank God, go do this, send her flowers.
You have to always have the person's best interest. And the
Yes.
fact that he's not is diabolical.
And also, ladies, if you have a really quick flipping the note, ladies, if you have a guy friend, a best guy friend that has a girlfriend and you don't like her, let him figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do not get in the middle of the relationship. Do not. If he needs to vent to you sometimes, let him vent. But do not talk shit about the girl and only be there to help. That is it.
What about once? What about one time? I had a very good friend of
Please,
mine
I wanna
do
hear
this, and it was like she knew her better than I did going into it, and she warned me. And literally, it was a long-term relationship too. It lasted for a long time, and she never brought it up ever again. And I should have listened to her, but I did not.
But she let you figure it out. I
Yeah.
like this girl.
Yeah.
She gave you a warning before. She was like, hey, this girl might be a little crazy. Like, she might be a lot. She was like, okay, if he's deciding to do this, that's good. Because by the way, when you have a relationship, it's called boundaries. There are boundaries in a relationship. When you're
and
single,
you have
there's
to-
no boundaries.
You have to
It doesn't
change,
matter.
You have to change some ways. You
Yes.
can't be exactly the same
I
as
like
what
that
you were
girl.
before.
She's cool. She's a girl's girl. And she's a guy's girl.
Listen,
That's a cool girl.
You're asking if you should tell him that you know. The fact that you read these texts is insane. I will literally get him arrested for you for that. Please don't stay quiet because then you will literally be a human doormat.
You know what this is? You know what this is? This is you getting walked all over. Don't let yourself get walked over.
You are so animated this podcast. What is going on?
I'm hyped because I'm for the girls. I don't like girls getting walked around. Not that I've had this experience before, but I've seen it and it really angered me. Support yourself. Cheer for yourself. You're the only person that's looking out for yourself currently in this situation, so start doing it. And by the way, you might actually hear some things that you don't like and you can get out of a really bad relationship and be with a guy that isn't talking shit to other girls about you.
There are nicer people out there, I promise.
And there's also guys that don't have girlfriends. You can find a guy that just has guy friends. Great. Anywho, thank you guys for listening to this episode.
I think
that was big. By the way, when you really get to know me, that was big sister Sophia coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Like
we saw that.
I get powerful. You think like she's always the baddie one?
You guys,
You have
that
no
last
idea.
question, my heartburn just kicked the fuck up.
We gotta get her
Like,
some next to you.
I know, that stressed me out. Oh my God, I gotta go get my meds, but I love you guys.
We love you.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Adios.
Bye.